Hey all, this is Namrata. Hope you're all doing good. This video session is a continuation session related to Salesforce Lightning Scheduler. If you haven't watched our Salesforce Lightning Scheduler session 1, I would request you all to please go ahead and watch that specific session. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for all your wonderful feedback and comment that you have provided. We really appreciate it. And if you all are watching our channel SFDC One Stop for the first time, I would request you all to please go ahead and subscribe our channel and share our channel with your friends and colleagues. Okay, now let's get into our session. So in today's session, we will be mainly concentrating on doing the demo. We will go ahead and do the configuration. We will try to create the service territory, service resources, work type group, work type, operating hours, and then finally we will go ahead and create a service appointment. Before we go ahead and create a service appointment, rest of the other records, first as a step one, let's go ahead and add the service appointment button to the page layout. As we were mentioning, the service appointment, this lightning scheduler, it is available for different standard objects like leads, accounts, opportunities, referrals, and assets. So we will be going ahead and seeing how we can go ahead and add the service appointment. So as a use case, consider you have an account. So from that specific account, you would like to schedule an appointment. So we will go ahead and add the lightning scheduler action button on the account layout. So let's navigate to the Salesforce Lightning org. Go to the object manager, look for the account object, go to the page layouts, and here we have different page layouts. So based upon what specific account you are creating, you can go ahead and verify which page layout that account is. So you can go ahead and add the lightning scheduler button to that specific page layout. So let's go to account institution layout. And if you see here, you have something called as mobile and lightning actions. So under here, you will be search for the service appointment. Schedule appointment. Here you see, and you can drag it and drop it to the Salesforce mobile and lightning experience action. So for the first time, it will not be available. You have to go ahead and update the page layout and ensure that the schedule appointment is being added to the Salesforce mobile and lightning experience action. So that is as a step one. So we have added the button. Now let's go ahead and verify whether that button is available or not. How can you go ahead and verify? You can go to any of the accounts. Let's go to the accounts. Here I've created SFDC One Stop account. Okay, and here you can see the schedule appointment button. So this schedule appointment button is available on the account layout. That is a step one. Now as a step two, if you recall, we have also discussed that there is something called as a skill. So what is a skill? Skills are required to ensure that appointments are assigned to the service resources with the right skills so that it can save a lot of time. So let's go ahead and create a skill as well. So how can you navigate to the skills from the setup? Look out for the lightning. Here you can say under the home, quick find box, search for the lightning. And here you can see under the feature setting lightning schedulers, you have something called as the skills. Click on skills, and here you can see use skills to track the expertise of the agents, field service technicians, and other staff. So here you can go ahead and create a new skill. I've already created this a simple skill called as a HQ, that is headquarter skills, and I have assigned it to the respective profiles. What we can do is let's add another skill, operations. Give the name operations, available profile. Go ahead and add the system admin profile for now and click on save. Okay, so now we have added the skills. Now let us go to our lightning scheduler application and go ahead and create the service appointment, create the service resources, and all of these, and then finally go ahead and create a service appointment. So let's go to the Lightning Scheduler app. So from the app launcher, click on View All. Here, if you're not able to find, you can see that you have this application Lightning Scheduler setup. Click on the Lightning Scheduler setup. Go to the service territory. So as we were discussing, what is a service territory? Service territory is a location, right, where our office is located. So you have a Washington service territory, that is SFDC one stop is in two different locations, right, as we discussed. One is Washington and second one is the New York. So there are two locations. So now for our demo purpose, what we'll do is we'll create a single territory. So click on New and give the name of the service territory as Washington Headquarter Service Territory. So I've created, this is a territory name which I'm giving. So as a next step, it will ask us what is an operating hours. What is an operating hour, which we have discussed in our earlier video session. Operating hours, as the word says, of the operating hours for that specific location. So for this Washington location, what is my operating hours? So you have to go ahead and create that operating hours. So as a step one, create the service territory, associate the operating hours for that service territory. Here you can see new operating hours. Click on new operating hours. It will allow us to go ahead and create the operating hours here. Washington, just give it Washington HQ operating hours. And you can choose the time. So Washington is specific time zone. So I'm selecting the same Pacific time zone and click on save. So this Washington HQ operating hours, this is associated to the service territory. And let us give the address of that service territory. And click on, just give any address and click on save. So what you have done, you have created a service territory. You also have created a operating hours. Now let us click on edit once again and ensure that the service territory is active. Click on save again. So here you can see that for this service territory, on the right hand side you see the operating hours. Here we haven't defined any time slots for that service territory. So what we can now do is we can now go ahead and create or add the time slots, whether the service territory operating hours is from 8 to 5 or 9 to 4, or what specific time slots this service territory operates. Click on add time slots. Here set service appointment. Click add row. Monday. I'm giving it as 8 to 5 p.m. EST. Then click on add row. So you have to ensure how many days your office is open. You have to ensure that you are going ahead and adding those many number of time slots. 5 p.m. So we have to do it till Friday. Add row, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is for Wednesday, this is for Thursday, this is for Friday. Let's go ahead and give the time as 8 a.m. Give the time as 5 p.m. Same is for Thursday. You can go ahead and change the times as well. 8 a.m., 5 p.m. And here also you can give it as 8:00 a.m., 5:00 p.m. So you have created Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for 5 days a week. Click on save. So as the third step, first step is service territory. You also have prevented and created the operating hours. The second step is go ahead and create a service resources. What is a service resource? Service resource is a person with whom our customer will go ahead and interact with. So now let us go ahead and create a service resource. I already have this Washington HQ service resource. Let us see. Let me deactivate this. Okay, I don't think I can deactivate it. Let's go ahead and discard the changes. Let's see what all I have done. So I have created a service resource, and this user, I have created a new user. So here you can see that this is the user which I have created, so that I can assign this specific user to that service territory. So that is the reason I've went ahead and created a new service resource. And let's go ahead and make this resource as active, and have assigned this specific service resource to the, yeah, this specific user to this specific service resource. This is what I have added. And then the resource type is, you have selected the Washington HQ service resource, which you have to go ahead and assign the user. I've selected the user. Then resource type, select the technician and click on save. Ensure that you are going ahead and enabling this active checkbox and click on save. So as a third step, you went ahead and created a service resource. Now we will see how we can go ahead and associate all of these things together. But first, let's go ahead and create a work type groups. Work type groups, as we discussed, these are like appointment topics, like customer escalations, your maintenance, or according to your business requirement, you can go ahead and create the work type groups. Work type groups, something but the appointment topics. So here, click on new. So what I will do is Washington HQ operations work type group, and the group type, let it be default. This additional information is something which I will discuss later. If at all you wanted to go ahead and include any of the things related, you can go ahead and use this one. Otherwise, it is not needed. Click on save. I've used this Washington HQ. Click on edit. Ensure that it is active. Now let's create the work types. Click on new. Here I'm giving Washington HQ work type. And this is where, as I was mentioning, right, work types help us to organize and standardize our appointments. So here you are just going ahead and giving the name as Washington HQ work type, and you are defining the operating hours for the work type. So we already created this operating hours, Washington HQ operating hours. So here I am choosing that specific operating hours and associating the operating hours to the work type. And then here you give the estimated duration, 30 minutes. It is hours, minutes, minutes, time frame to start hours, hours, and click on save. Yeah, here you can see whatever the work type operating hours that you have created, it is getting associated to this work type. So that is the advantage, that is the main purpose of the work type. So work types are, it will help us to go ahead and organize and standardize our apartments. That is, you can go, we can plan the schedules for our resources using the work types. So now that we have created the service territory, we have created service resource, we have created a user called as the specific user, then we have created a work type groups, work type, and the operating hours. Now we will see how we can associate all of these together, so that we can go ahead and create a service appointment successfully. Let's go to the service territory. Click on the Washington HQ service territory. Here, let's go to the related, and you can see that service territory members. It is asking us to go ahead and assign the resources. So if you recall, we have already created this specific resource, Washington HQ service resource. So I'm assigning this service resource to the Washington HQ service territory. Click on next. It will ask me what is the start date and end date for this specific service resource. So I'm giving this date, end date I'm giving the same, but let's give it as 22. Yeah, you have associated this service resource to this service territory. The second step is service territory work types. Click on new. Here we have created this work type. So for that service territory, you are assigning the service resource. You are also assigning the work type for that specific service territory. Click on save. Child service territories, there are no child service territories, so it is not needed to go ahead and create a new child service territories. Files, if you want to add any files, since that is not our use case, we are not going and doing that. So service territory is all completed. All the related details, whatever is required, we went ahead and completed those related details. Now let's go to service resource, and let's go to the related and see whether we have everything or not. Here, if you recall, I have created a new skill, right? So let us go ahead and assign that specific skill, operations. And here it will ask me what is the skill level. Give it as 99. What is the start date from today? And click on save. I do not want to have this. So what I will do is I will delete this operations. Now service territory, because this service resource is something which I have already used, I have created. That is the reason you are able to see all of this filled in. But if you are creating for the first time and you are associating all of these together, you will have to ensure that you are associating the service territory to the service resource also. How can you go ahead and assign that? Click on assign, and you will be able to see the service territory. And click on OK. So you have assigned a skill to the service resource, and you have associated the service territory to that specific service resource. Now let's go to the work type groups. We have created this Washington HQ work type groups. Let's go to the related and work type group members. Let's click on new, and here you can associate the work type. So here each and every record, every object, you are trying to associate it together, so that all of this have a connection, and finally you can go ahead and create a service appointment by associating all of these records together. That is the main purpose of associating all of these together. Now let's go to work types. I have created this work type. Go to the related. Here you see here everything is automatically related. I have associated all of these using from the work time group. So that is why you are able to see all of this over here. Now let us, so association is complete. What all we have done? We have created a service territory, associated the service resource to the service territory, and the work type group has an operating hours. This work type group has work type associated to that, as well as the operating hours. And all of these are in turn related to the service territory. Now, as the last and final step, what we have to do is we have to go ahead and create a service appointment. So if you recall, we have added the service appointment button on the account layout. So from the account, let's go ahead and create a service appointment. Let's go to the accounts. Here you can see SFDC one stop account. I've added the schedule appointment. Click on schedule appointment, and it is asking me select the resources. Here is the parent record. Let us click on next. Here these and all are the different already existing work type group, but if you recall, I've created this WA, HA operations work type groups. Please pardon me for this typo. It should be HQ. Let us select this and click on next. So if you recall, I was mentioning about the appointment type, that is work type groups, right? The additional information. So um, this is something related to the work type wherein you give the default appointment type, whether the appointment type is phone, branch, or video. You can go ahead and add it by going into the work type object and filling in the creating the fields for that. But this is, you can ignore it for now. Click on next. And here you have to search for the territory. I've given this territory, search within 100 miles. Okay, somehow it is not being shown here. Let's see what is wrong with the service territory. Let's go to the service territory. Here the address is Bellevue, Washington, United States. Let us give the complete address. 0700. I've given the complete address. Click on save. Now let's go here, go back to previous. Let's click on next. Here you see. Yeah. So since I've given the correct address, it has picked up the respective service territory, WAHQ service territory, and whatever the time slots that we have selected, all of these time slots are visible over here. Click on next. Here it is choosing that specific service resource. So you can, as I said, for that service territory, you can associate a service resource. So I have selected the WAHQ service resource is associated, and that is being shown up over here. Here you can see this is the service resource as the primary, and these and all are the time slots which is available. The next time slot is available today, and if you can see till 5 p.m. So you can choose any of the available dates. So I will choose Thursday, 8 to 8:30 a.m. Click on next, and service, you can review the service appointment and click on next. Your service appointment is all set. So that is how you go ahead and create a service appointment. And now let us go ahead and click on finish. Now let's go ahead and verify. Where is that service appointment? So if you recall, this is what is the service appointment I have created. So here everything is shown up. What is who is the owner, which account the service appointment is associated with. Yeah. What is the work type group, work type, and what is the start time. All of those details are available here, and what is the end time. So this is how you can go ahead and create a service appointment for an account record. And in order to, if you want, there could be any scenario wherein you would like to go ahead and modify the service appointment. Here you see this modify service appointment button. You can go ahead and click on it. And if you want to modify the service appointment, you can go ahead and change based upon the time slots available. You can choose it and modify the appointment. Appointment has been modified. So this is the end-to-end flow of how a Lightning Salesforce scheduler works, how these different objects are correlated, and finally, how can we go ahead and create a service appointment. This is what we have for our today's session. Hope you all liked it. Until we come up with next video session, have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.